We're now going to have a chat about thread making and the tools for doing so. So for internal threads, we generally use a tool called a tap. As you can see, here are 3 taps. They come in sets of 3s. I'm zooming a little bit so you can see the difference. At the top here, you can see the taper is different lengths for each one. The reason for this will become apparent imminently. So the first tap here is called the first tap. Or a tapered tap. And as you can see, for the first 7 to 10 threads, there's a taper down the side. This allows you, when you're making the thread, to adjust the angle so you can achieve a perpendicular thread. The second tap here is known as the second tap, or intermediate. And as the name suggests, it's to be used second. The third tap here, I'm sure all of you can guess what it's called. That's right, it's called the plug tap, or bottoming tap. If you were tapping a hole which has a flat bottom, like tapping a blind hole, you would need to go onto this to ensure the thread goes right down to the end. We need to insert the tap into a tap wrench in order to do that. Let me zoom out a little more. And very simply, the tap itself goes into the holder here, twist one of the handles, and that is now held, and you can, with downward force and clockwise rotation, form your thread. Moving on to external threading, we use a tool called a die, and the process is dyeing, not as in Sunday morning dyeing, but forming an external thread. A die doesn't come in sets of 3. There is a very slight, see if I can zoom in again. There is a very slight taper at the start, but realistically, more care needs to be taken in order to form a proper thread. It is held in a die stock, which is what this is. And the way it's inserted, it goes in. You'll notice there's 3 screws on the top here. Drops in, and then the screws are tightened up with a screwdriver. Just nipped up to locate it for the first one, and then the next 2 are to hold it, to stop it spinning in the die stock. On the back of the die stock, there's a shoulder. So when you're using it, you should use it this way up. Again, downwards force, clockwise rotation, and the shoulder will stop the die from popping out of the die stock.